If you are looking for something new and different for the upcoming Compliance Week celebration in November, check out The Compliance Kids. It's my 3-book children's series on compliance and compliance professionals for children. But they make great gifts and great training tools for your employees. You can check it out on Amazon.com. We've linked to it in the show notes. The Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
If you're a compliance officer, middle managers are crucial in getting your programs from you to your frontline employees. But how do we activate those managers and get them on our side? Ethico's new Middle Manager Toolkit equips you with the skills needed to empower your managers, to promote a culture where ethical behavior thrives and employees feel empowered to speak up. Learn how to turn frontline managers into ethical leaders with our new white paper, Empowering Middle Managers as Ethics Champions. And did I mention you can get the whole toolkit for free? Head to ethico.com to download the full toolkit today.
Today we pose the question of how does Boris Karloff's Frankenstein inform your compliance regime? I think the film offers much more than just gothic horror. It provides a rich framework for understanding corporate compliance. So what are some of the areas that it informs us on? Well, number one, the perils of ignoring ethical oversight. Dr. Frankenstein's pursuit of creating life was certainly a scientific marvel, but his failure to consider the moral and ethical implications of his work led to his downfall. His ambition blinded him to the responsibilities that come with power and innovation. This reflects a critical issue for corporate compliance, the danger of ignoring ethical oversight. Number two, risk management. Expecting the unexpected. One of the key reasons Dr. Frankenstein's failure was his inability to anticipate the risks his creation posed. He believed he could control the creature, but without proper planning, things quickly spiraled out of control. The critical lesson in risk management for any organization is what ifs. 3, accountability and governance failures. Dr. Frankenstein operated without accountability, answerable only to himself. His lack of governance resulted in a situation where there were no checks and balances on his actions, and his poor judgment led to tragic consequences. The creature's actions, while horrifying, can be traced back to Frankenstein's governance failures. Lisa Argentaria emphasized this in her speech that announced the 2024 ECCP, where she said the DOJ expects organizations to maintain a strong compliance culture backed by a governance structure that holds individuals accountable. The 2024 ECCP builds on this expectation, stressing that compliance programs must ensure accountability on all levels, from executives down to frontline employees. Effective compliance programs must have strong governance structures in place to hold individuals accountable. This is more than just ensuring policies are in place. It is creating a culture where employees at every level understand their ethical responsibilities. Just as Frankenstein should have been accountable for the consequences of his experiments, corporate leaders must be held accountable for the risks and decisions they make in asserting or moving towards the business objectives of their companies. So it turns out that Frankenstein's monster, played by Boris Karloff, and Dr. Frankenstein provide multiple compliance lessons in 2024. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The Compliance Tip of the Day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network. Finally, this podcast contains promotional materials.